So I'm here in the spooky Northwest today. A little bit of a different change of scenery, I gotta say, from my old office that I record from. But ladies and gentlemen, I got a little bit of a story to tell you today because, when I was first getting started with credit cards, it wasn't as easy as I originally thought it was going to be. And I made so many freaking mistakes as I progressed through the credit card game. And I guess one of the biggest mistakes was actually made right here at my parents' house when I got my Discover It card. So I don't know about you guys, but bro, I freaking got the Discover It card, and that card came with like $1,000 credit limit, but I put like a freaking mattress, a bed on there, and that card got all the way up. I maxed the entire thing. I maxed the entire thing up all the way to $1,000, and I kind of thought that was like normal, I mean, I guess I didn't know about credit utilization, but that was really a big thing that I messed up, and I don't know. I've been thinking about it since, and it's kind of interesting because it seems like you should be maxing credit cards out, but I guess maybe not. That went by, and I guess I decided it was time to move on to another credit card. And since I was interested in the whole points and miles game, I decided that why not jump on one of those nice Chase Sapphire cards. And I knew I couldn't afford the Sapphire Reserve, and the Sapphire Preferred looked pretty decent. I knew that, I can get 60,000 Ultimate Rewards points for just spending $4,000. And I guess that leads me to my next mistake, which not only has to do with spending $4,000 in 3 months as a 19-year-old who doesn't have rent or barely any groceries to pay or anything like that, but it has to do with what I did with the freaking Ultimate Rewards points. Let me get into that. All right, so I was working at Safeway. I don't know about you guys, but that's a grocery store in my area, I know. So Safeway, I was a checker there, so I would sell people stuff, and I was just doing this as a summer job in between semesters, and I did not have a lot of expenses to pay, man. I did not organically spend $4,000 in 3 months. That's all I can say. I was maybe spending $500 a month, man. I'm trying to save all that money for college, so I don't have to, lose it out when I don't have a job again in college. But anyway, guys, I got back to school, and after spending $4,000, I had no money. So since I had no money and trying to hit that Chase Sapphire Preferred $4,000 minimum spend requirement and the 60,000 Ultimate Rewards points, I got back to school, and let me tell you, I needed money so bad that I cashed out all those freaking points. So if you think about it, I was definitely in the net negative, okay? For value-wise, it felt like I was getting value. I was going to be getting those 60,000 Ultimate Rewards points, but in reality, I had to spend way more money to do that anyway. Like, dude, I was buying like a bunch of stupid stuff on Amazon. Like, I was like freaking, dude, I was ordering Amazon Fresh to my house with, instead of getting like groceries, I was getting like the Smart Food, like family size bags of popcorn. Like I got like 4 or 5 of those in one delivery, and it was like $35 after the shipping and everything. Dude, what a freaking mistake that was. I definitely spent way more money than I organically would have spent. But so I did that, and then I ended up having to cash out like 66,000 Ultimate Rewards points at 1 cent per point. And, if I didn't change my spending habits, I would say that cashing out isn't that bad. It's not that big of a deal if you're not going to do the travel and everything. And I guess if you just don't change your spending habits, then, dude, you're fine doing that. But I made 2 mistakes in one because I definitely spent way more and then only got a little that money back. So that was a net negative for me. Well, that wasn't going to be the last time that I cashed out my points at a 1 cent per point value, because I did it again, guys. I freaking did it again, dude. But this time it was a little different, okay? I was using the Capital One Venture X, which is kind of embarrassing because that was really recent, Instead of just saving up those points and learning how to do the Turkish Airlines redemption with United, so you can book United flights with Turkish Airlines, guys. I don't know if you know that, but I got a video about that. Very awesome technique, but I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know what to do with my freaking Capital One miles, and now that I had 75,000 of them, plus all the extra miles I was earning, I figured, I want to start traveling for free more, and, I'll figure out the other stuff later. I got all these other credit card points and miles coming soon, I'll just go ahead and cash it out for 1 cent per point. And that was kind of a mistake, bro. I wasted 40,000 Capital One miles on dude, it was like 2 or 3 flights. In domestic flights, guys. I'm not talking about freaking first or business class or any of that nice juicy stuff. This was like flying from Chicago to like Albany, bro. I spent like 20,000 points on that, man. Just an absolute waste of money. I could have just saved those for guys, for example, The Turkish Airlines redemption method is 7,500 points anywhere in the U.S. I flew Delta, but I am flying like in a couple of days. That's why I'm here. I'm flying from Seattle all the way back to New York for 7,500 miles. I should have known about that. But guys, you know, we all make mistakes, and it's not necessarily the end of the world, but it's more a problem when you start to do it again. I guess in human nature, we all try to not make the same mistake over and over again, but in my experience, I've tried to not make that mistake again, but this time it came back to that first mistake where I went ahead and racked up all that money, spending for the $4,000 minimum spend requirement on the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Instead, I did it again, but this time it was for a different Chase card. It was for the Chase Ink the Chase Ink Unlimited, yes. But this time, guys, it was a little bit of a bigger minimum spend requirement. This was a big boy minimum spend requirement, okay? This was not your $4,000 minimum spend requirement in 3 months, man. This was your $6,000 in 3 months. And so I actually, dude, okay, so I was paying rent, I had groceries, I was buying food, but I just was not buying $6,000 worth of that stuff. You know, in 3 months, towards the end of that, I had to go buy a bunch of Amazon gift cards to cover the rest. And it's just embarrassing, man. As someone in the points and miles game, you know, stretching that minimum spend just to freaking hit the minimum spend requirement and all that, it's just not the move, okay? And this was just at a time where, like, you know, I was starting to work a little bit more. I moved to my first big city, and I was just, you know, working a job and buying some stuff, but it's totally encouraging me to buy more stuff and eat more food, you know. It wasn't the most optimal move for someone that's just getting started in their career and needed to start saving money, you know. So I did that, but it wasn't as bad as what I did next. Dude, can you guys just admire how freaking cool this background looks, though? Like, this is some true Pacific Northwest stuff, you know what I mean? Like, guys, I grew up in this whole freaking area, and I thought the rain and the clouds was something to be annoyed about, but honestly, you know, coming back here, it's pretty awesome, bro. It's pretty freaking sick. I'm looking around, and I ain't got no trees where I live anymore. Look at these freaking trees, bro. Dang, dude, they're freaking massive, dude. Look at the green. But oh my god, it's wild, man. That's so wild. But guys, yeah, so back to the freaking credit card content, because that's what you're here for, probably. Yeah, I guess it's kind of tough because, you know, this mistake that I did at the last second, okay, this one was annoying because this card was another card that I was trying to go ahead and hit a minimum spend requirement on. I can't think of it, actually. Do you guys know the 48-month rule with Chase? This mistake has to do with that. So if you don't know, the 48-month rule basically means you can only get one Sapphire bonus every 48 months. So like I said earlier in the video, I got that Chase Sapphire Preferred bonus, and this was like 2019, so I got that in 2019. And that means that theoretically, you know, in about late 2023, so not too long ago, I should have been able to get another Sapphire bonus. And I know you're thinking now to yourself, well, Jake, was the mistake that you just forgot to get the Sapphire bonus like last couple of months ago? Well, it's not actually that. No, it's not. It's the fact that my travel habits changed. Okay, so my travel habits changed, but let's just say after I got that first Chase Sapphire Preferred in 2019, I downgraded it. So like I made that whole mistake, right, where I cashed it out, all those points for the Ultimate Rewards points for cash, right? I did that, and then I went ahead and downgraded it to the Freedom Unlimited, and then just used the Freedom Unlimited for like years after that. But so that means I had no Chase Sapphire card or anything to transfer or anything like that. And here's the thing, guys. I started traveling more. Like I said, I moved. For some of you guys that know, I lived in Chicago, so I was flying all over. And instead of just like, well, here's the thing. I was holding out for those 48 months, right? I wanted to wait. And I guess, you know, I kind of totally forgot about product changing. So like technically I could have product changed and saved a lot of money. So like when it came to Hyatt hotels and all that, like I totally could have redeemed for Hyatt. I went on definitely enough trips that, like a couple trips where I was like trying to freaking scramble away to find a hotel. And I kind of forgot that like I could have just product changed, because I had to ask my girlfriend who got the $90K offer on the Chase Sapphire Preferred in like, I think it was like March of last year. If you guys know, you have to do the in-branch offer, something like that. But she went ahead and got that. And I was like, yo, babe, can you please like get us a Hyatt hotel? Like I'm going to do it later, I promise. Dude, just kind of a red flag, I'm not gonna lie. But I made her like redeem for Hyatt like a couple of times, and I was still like getting my setup perfected. But yes, guys, I eventually got the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I just product changed into it, so I didn't even end up getting the 48 months bonus, or the new card every 48 months. But I still can, but like, I don't know. I product changed into the Sapphire Preferred and then to the Sapphire Reserve in like the same week, like in like October. But it just didn't make sense for me to burn a 524 slot anyway, so I held out for no reason and wasted a bunch of time and money. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I really got for you. I'm gonna go skiing later today, so I gotta put the camera down and, you know, edit this video together, with which, as you guys know, it ain't that hard, man. I like to keep it simple on the Jake Mercure channel. If you guys want to keep it simple, you could subscribe. You know, check out that link in the description if you want to support me. And I hope you guys all have a good day. See you later.